All right, so May ended up the school year pretty close to where we were in April. So pacing wise, compared to last year, was about the same pace for April. Comprehensive campuses down 2.3%, and across the whole district, including LC Online, down 2.8%. Capacities, a couple schools are still in the 90s yet, though, compared to the functional building capacity. The second page, it changed things up here a little bit just to give you a culmination of what everything looks like, and then kind of give you an idea on what the enrollment looked like this year compared to previous years. But the cumulative enrollment's up on the top there, 6,729. That's 6,102 individual students that number accounts for. So a lot of those kids are duplicates because they leave, come back, or are concurrently enrolled in our concurrent online system of learning. So that's what those cumulative numbers are for the whole year. During the school year, we typically see a decrease as the school year goes on, but that's one of the things I felt this year was increasing. And as we looked at the numbers, you can see over the years, we did have, after COVID and stuff, the 4.62 was pretty high, but this last year was a 5.3, so that we decreased over the year at a faster rate than we did the previous year. And again, I always point out there's 40 more early grads this year than last, so that's going to add a little bit, but it's still, probably around 5% or so. So we saw a little more of a decrease during the school year. And it's 1 year data, so we don't know if that's going to be a trend or if we're just plateauing at a point. At the beginning of the school year, I wanted to remind you of this study that we did at the beginning of the school year where we're looking at the decrease that took place and then the increase that we usually see over the summer when we start school back up. But I put that information at a table so it's a little easier to consume, and it's something that we want to track now moving forward. So we have that going on, and I just use the numerical numbers to give you an idea during the school year what the decrease is all the way back to these time periods, and just look at the numbers and you'll see that bigger number happening this year, and that's that percentage that I talked about on the previous slides. And then the increase over summer, and that's kind of where we're at right now. So when we end in May and go into October, that was a COVID situation there. So we jumped 651 kids from the end of 1 year to the next. That was really big, 442. And then we fell down to 321. Then we went back up to 376. And then this past year, this is what we saw happen, where we didn't have as many kiddos come back as what we had in the previous years, come back or new kids to the district. Now, we feel like we're hopefully plateaued at that and returned back to somewhere along the terms of where these were, but all of our demographer reports and our enrollment studies that we do, 5547 is the number that's the average of what we anticipate. It's on the lower side of all of our models, but that's the number that we're going off of, and that would be that we'd expect 222 more kids from the end of this school year moving into next. So that's where we're at right now, and that was the enrollment throughout the course of the year.